Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Ayla Nova, and I'm hoping you can hear me okay. I would love to get a little bit of a thumbs up if you can hear me. Some hearts. Yeah, okay. Had a little bit of a human error, and my little microphone's not on, so just using what YouTube has provided us today, but that's not what we're here about. I am so excited about this because if you have been following my work for some time with the Yoga Nidras that are offered on YouTube, Spotify, different streaming platforms, I've been here to help you rest. My intention with this channel, my intention with sharing Yoga Nidra was to give everyone who listened in, who tuned in, an ability to access rest. And so my intention, I'm going to just light this Palo Santo. I already had burned some sage, cleansed all the electronics. So just know that in today's session, we got some clear, fresh energy. And I always like to start off with putting in an intention for today. And so my intention for today is that anyone who joins us live, anybody who watches the replay and comes into this session is going to access a state of rest for themselves and perhaps even leave with a little more insight to how they can access deep rest more regularly. And it's just, I don't know if you can feel the energy. I just you go on a path your whole life, sort of not really knowing where you're going. I mean, like, if y'all know where you're going, please like fill me in, because I only know one thing is for certain, is none of us make it out of here alive. And I don't mean that in a morbid way. I just mean that in an honest way. So I hope that while we are on this planet, more intention here. I hope that we are on this planet, that we feel alive, that we feel connected, and that no matter what happens on this journey, there's an unwavering knowing that we have lived. So let me support you. Let me help you come alive in the most uncelebrated way, which is rest. You know, we live in a society that really encourages and celebrates productivity. It really celebrates getting stuff done and making it to the top. But a friend of mine this weekend, we had a conversation about how the journey isn't to get to the top. It isn't to get to the peak. It's to summit. It's to see a destination and make our way to the top, but not just make that moment the most important part, to navigate our way through the woods, through the trees, through the creeks, the valleys, all of it. It's all part of this human experience. And I just am so happy to be here. So that is my intention, is for us to bring some aliveness to rest. And with Palo Santo, it's a beautiful part of nature. And I'm your death girl. I find it fascinating, I find it intriguing, I find it interesting, and I want to bring more awareness to how it isn't the darkest part of our lives. And rest, Yoga Nidra, we practice this in a position that is called Shavasana. Shavasana is corpse pose. It's the final resting pose. And the reason I bring that up is that when I was on my journey, going into that final resting pose did not just prepare me for the end. It prepared me for a new beginning. And I'm hoping that by what I share with you today, lets you see that rest is a new beginning every single time. We connect with our breath, we connect with our energy, we connect with our bodies, we're connecting with our mind, and we're also connecting with something so much bigger than that. And there's a lot of big things happening right now. So it's important that we recognize that we are a part of all of it and that we can bring peace to this, vast, wild, wacky world that we all live in. So I just want to, first off, thank you for taking your precious time out of your precious life, out of your precious day to spend it with me and listen to me yap about my love for rest and how it can help you. So let's find out who is here. I would love to know. As you know, I love knowing where you're connecting in from because we are joining from around the world. So I see that we've already got some people mentioning that we've got someone here. Welcome, Paul from Maryland, USA. Love to have you. And I'm so grateful to hear that you're in the Yoga Nidra community because that's where a lot of this blossoms. And who do we also have here? Yep. Let's see. Australia, Oakland. Beautiful. Blessings. We've got Ted from, if you're Canadian, I'm going to take that NB as New Brunswick. If it's the US, I'm not quite sure what NB is. Gabriel from Oregon, USA. Welcome. Turkey. Amazing. Welcome from Turkey. Maybe you know one of my friends, Alkin. He's out in Turkey. He's like the Andrew Huberman of Turkey. One of the students in the Nova Nidra teacher training. Who else do we have here? Australia, San Francisco. Oh, hi, Frank. West Sussex, England. Beautiful. We've got connecting from Claremore, Oklahoma, Sweden. Welcome. Stony Brook, New York, and San Diego. Oh, Tori, haven't seen you in so long. So happy you could tune in for today. Tori's been listening in on the channel since like day one. So I do know those names when they pop up. And I just want to say thank you for being on an avid listener and honestly valuing deep rest. So the reason we're here today is to understand the archetypes of rest. And I'm not going to lie, this is a soft launch. And if you don't know what a soft launch is, a soft launch means that there's a concept, there's an idea, and I'm really excited about it. I want to share it with the world, but I don't want to give you the full finalized idea of it because you being here are a part of this. So how you participate in it is giving me an idea of like, am I out to lunch or is there something here? And I'm not going to lie, I feel like there's something really special here. What I'll share with you is that over the last year, I put my heart and soul into a project of learning the archetypes of each astrological sign. So all the way from Aries, which is what we're in right now, the season of Aries, and moving into going around the whole system back to Pisces. So while I was doing this, I was learning about Joseph Campbell. I don't know. Does anyone here know who Joseph Campbell is? Yeah, a little bit of an idea. You can tell me yes in the chat if you do know who that is. Joseph Campbell, I'll just give you a little insight here. He was a writer that brought together the hero's journey. And ultimately, it's this tale as old as time about the stopping points of each archetype on the journey to becoming. It's like there's the beginning, there's the end. It starts in the ordinary world, and then we bring back the elixir. And it was interesting because for me this year, for the first time ever, I listened to Tony Robbins. I went to one of his live events, and while he was sharing it, talking about the hero's journey and the archetypes, I was like, whoa, that's so cool. I've lived my whole life and today years old when I found out that he was using the hero's journey in his work. So that was really fascinating to learn about that. And so I've got any Tony Robbins fans out there, just very cool that you've been in this work for some time. But ultimately, these archetypes that I was building over the last year kind of gave me more insight to a little bit more of the human condition and the personas that we have within it. And so the word archetype, a little lesson here, is Greek or for archetypos. And this is the original pattern. This is the idea of the original pattern. And it's something that existed before language, before culture, and before single life experiences shaped who we are today. So when we consider an archetype, it's like, the mother, the father, the son, the daughter, it's imagine like a family tree. And there's these kind of aspects of yourself that are within that. Now, there was someone called Carl Jung. Is anybody here familiar with Carl Jung? Carl Jung was a psychiatrist, and he was really fascinated by archetypes. And so he identified that there was four primary archetypes. And so I've been very fascinated by Carl Jung's work. And if anybody who is here is in the Peace and Rest program, you, whether you know it or not, are familiar with Carl Jung's work, because we get into the shadow, we get into the inner child, we're understanding the masculine, the feminine, and using Yoga Nidra as a way to better understand ourselves in that way. But I'm not here to sell you on the Peace and Rest program. That's like not what this is about. This is about something that just is a brainchild that came to me over the last year of working with these archetypes. So I just want to make sure you know what I mean by that before I dive into it. So Carl Jung, when he was breaking down these archetypes, was noticing that there was about four primary ones. There was the self, which we talk a lot about in yoga as the identification of the self. And this is how we're moving towards the sense of self. And then also there's like this persona. And the persona is like a mask. It's like how we show up in the world. And then there's also the shadow. These are the parts of ourselves that we probably have a hard time sitting with. We probably have a hard time like meeting that part of ourselves. It's the one that usually brings up shame, regret, guilt, annoyance within ourselves. And it's a part we don't really want to look at, but there's a lot of medicine in that. And I can tell you, even just from my life's journey, it was when I met the shadow that I was able to see the light, which is why you probably often hear me say, the shadow or the darkness within me honors and sees the darkness within you. Without that, we could not know how bright we were meant to shine, because it was in the darkest hours of my life that I was able to come back to life. And so the shadow is a huge part of the work that I share with all of you. Let's love every part of ourselves, right? You are loved just as you are. Everything I share in these Yoga Nidras is intentional to hit a chord within you. And thank you for being here, because obviously it landed. And it landed because I needed that medicine for me. And so the greatest medicine we can share with the world is what we need for ourselves. And that's not to just like put it onto you. Passive, honest, loving share from the bottom of my heart. Each Yoga Nidra to me is like a medicine from the inner cabinet. So if you listen to the Nova Nidra, the healer one, that's for September, the Virgo, that one's straight from my heart to yours. So getting back to the archetypes, there's one more, the anima and the animus, and this is the masculine and the feminine. So when you break down the archetypes, you're looking at what we feel within ourselves, how we are perceived by others, also the shadow that's within that space, and then the balance of the masculine and the feminine. And so fascinating. Just know that like this is not men and women. These are traits. These are traits that are within all of us. All of us hold these particular traits, and neither nor are good or bad. They just are. And this is always really aligned with the work that I share with you, because the lineage that I offer is, it's really a enmeshment of a beautiful number of philosophies, but also the homage comes from the yogic philosophies and the tantric philosophies that bring this practice together. This is the home of Yoga Nidra. Now, I know I'm talking a lot here. Is any of this sticking with you? Just tell me in the chats, is any of this like, give me like a thumbs up or like an emoji if you feel like you're following along. Or, are these archetypes landing with you so far? Just let me know in the chat here. Yes. Big yes. Yes, wonderful. Okay, beautiful. So getting this down into a little bit deeper is that now for the last few years, I've been working with people more individually since starting the channel. But this research has been coming in for me for many of years, and also through my own personal journey. But what I started noticing when I was talking to all of you, learning about what is making you not sleep, what is it that you're feeling in your body, what is it that you're experiencing in yourself that's like creating this resistance to rest. And then of course the Peace and Rest program was born. But then even within that system, I'm starting to notice some patterns, some trends that we're experiencing. And it was like a light bulb moment of understanding that we all have these particular states of rest. And so what makes this states of rest, which is what I'm naming it, is the states of rest, is that through each state, which are interchangeable, there's not one that's more dominant than the other, in the sense of like they all exist within you, these different states of rest. Because we're going through seasons of life. There's going to be a season of life where you got to push really hard. There's going to be seasons of life where you need to soften, where you need to relax. And there's going to be seasons of life where your head's in the clouds, right? So it's just knowing that through what I've been picking up through all of this, I'm seeing there's a little bit of a trend here, and also an access point to meet it. And this is why I'm so excited about this. So I want to just state this now, because we will do a little Yoga Nidra to kind of like bring it out for you intuitively so that you can connect with it. So if you didn't already know this, Yoga Nidra is meant for you to be in conscious rest. So conscious awareness while resting. This is what makes it quite unique. This is where we're able to observe our sleep states. Super fascinating stuff. I could nerd out on this all day, but I'm not going to, because we got some rest to explore. Essentially, when we go through these different states, you're going to be able to meet yourself and understand yourself a little bit more deeply. But with these states of rest that I put together, I realized there's certain questions that I can ask you to find out a little bit more about which state you're sitting in. And I've discovered that there's about 5. As far as I know, I feel as though I've sensed that there are 5 states that I'm recognizing. And through this series of questions, we'll be able to kind of find out what state that's in. I'm not going to give you the name of them yet, though, because we're going to unfold that as time goes on. So this is what I'm sharing to you. Number 1 is that I'm going to, after today's session, I'm going to be sending out a quiz, and it's going to ask you 5 questions. Now, just know I have a very small group of people that help me. It's a very small team. So we are individually going to be messaging the people that go through this quiz, which is why I can only have 100 people take this quiz, because I don't have the manpower for more than that. Okay. So please, when you take this quiz, only take it once, just because know that if you do it once, I will have received it. Our team will have received it. We're going to go through, break down, find out which archetype of rest is your primary. And then we're going to be sending you more information on how to dive into that afterwards. Okay. So this is like what I was talking about earlier. What is the world celebrating right now? Productivity, getting things done quickly. That's not what we're doing here. We're slowing things down. You're going to take the quiz if you want. I hope you do. And then we're going to find out what archetype of rest you're in. And then we're going to share that information with you when the team has all of the information and data together. Okay. So slow. We're moving slow here. And it's really intentional to make it this way, because I don't want to burn myself out, because that goes against my ethos and my ethics around everything that I share with you here. So thank you for being a part of my brain baby. And we'll dive into this more in a sec. So what I'm feeling is that when you go through this quiz, it's not like just tick, 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 like going through it quickly. I want you to sit with every question. There's 5 questions. I want you to sit with them and maybe even close your eyes and listen to your body And know that even if the message doesn't come through, that is an answer in the quiz. Okay? That's actually a part of the process too, is noticing where that doesn't come in, right? So that is my suggestion for you as you go through those questions, to be able to support you more in that. And I'm really excited to see what comes through for you. Now, the other part is that once you've completed it, there's going to be a discover your archetype button at the bottom. You just click that, and that makes it so that I can send you a message afterwards. So it's a 2-part process. And don't worry, there's guidelines along the way. I just wanted to make it really clear because we're like very grassroots right now. And so that's important that you feel supported going through this process so that you can get your archetype when the time comes. All right. So that's what I've got for you right now. But I want you to have a lived experience of these types of rest. So we're going to do a little Yoga Nidra. It's not going to be very long. And I can't exactly say how long it's going to be, probably about like 20, 25 minutes. Okay. Let's aim for 20 minutes because I would like to give you a chance to feel through it. And then I'll come back and we'll share a little bit afterwards on just what the invitation is. So bring you back to the plan. How's that sounding so far? Yeah. So not days. It might be like a week or two, right? Because I'm going to have 100 people doing this, and I want to make sure that your archetypes are all kind of put together. Does that sound good? Sound cool for everybody? Cool. All right. So let's get into a restful position, whether you're in your bed, if you're on a yoga mat, which I highly, highly suggest. If you've never practiced on a yoga mat, that is a wonderful way to really remain aware. Or you can sit in a recliner. And for those of you that really want to remain present, you might even feel called to sit up, and that's completely fine. There's no wrong way to practice Yoga Nidra. It's just making sure you feel rested and aware. And of course, if you do want to fall asleep, you're welcome to do that. Just make sure that you comment rest on this video after it's complete so I can send you that link. But I'll remind you of all this later, so don't worry. And you can watch this video again. So find yourself comfortable to rest. And before you close your eyes, I invite you to take your gaze around the room and just really familiarize yourself with the space. Getting to know all the shadows, all the shapes, all the colors, maybe even noticing the faces or the images of people that are close to your heart or some art. Just getting familiar. And if you notice that like you need to close the door to feel more at peace, close the door. If you feel like you need to do anything to bring yourself into a restful, peaceful state, this is the time to do it. And then once you're there, you're going to close your eyes. Let your legs rest comfortably apart. Let your arms rest comfortably by your sides, palms facing skyward. And then feel alignment into the spine, the center line of the body. You might have a pillow under the head, but if you don't, just slightly turn the chin down towards the chest so that you lengthen out the back of the neck. And from here, we will cleanse the breath. So inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. The physiological sigh, inhale, feel the breath rise up to the chest. Inhale again, up to the crown of the head. And exhale, let that all go. Inhale again, breath all the way to the heart. Breath to the crown of the head. And exhale, let it all go. Sense that you are supported by the earth beneath you, held by the space around you, and accepted in this moment just as you are. Make a sacred vow to yourself to remain rested yet aware. The practice of Yoga Nidra begins now. Notice all the points of contact between your body and the surface beneath you. Feel yourself sinking into this moment held by the earth. Notice the air around you, how it rests on your skin, the lightness, the heaviness of even the clothing, and perhaps even this moment. Know that there is nowhere else you need to be. There is nothing else you need to do. You are here, breathing and being. Sensing all of the edges of your body. And as you observe the silhouette of your body, feel your awareness gather at the center of the heart. Noticing the sounds around you. And sense that they draw in closer towards the space of the heart. Maybe even noticing the beats of your heart. And as you connect with the beat of your heart, allow for your sankalpa to reveal itself. If you are not already working with the sankalpa, consider some of the following until your truest sankalpa becomes clear. I am grounded. I am in flow. I am courageous. I am expansive. I am whole. Or simply, I am. Allow for your chosen sankalpa to rise from the heart and land in the space between the brows. Repeat it now 3 times, declaring it with conviction as if it were already true, as it is. Release your Sankalpa now, planting it like a seed of intention. As you practice, it will begin to grow, to be seen, felt, and heard within. You are now connecting to your body, the physical aspect of your awareness. Begin at the tips of your toes. The tips of your toes. The tips of your toes. Observe your awareness at the soles of your feet. Grounding into the soles of your feet. And sense an awareness rising up the legs to your knees, your hips. Aware of your legs and your feet. Aware of the legs and the feet sinking into the present moment. Softening into the lower back, the lower belly, the navel, the core. From the core wrapping around to the lower back, upper back. Sense your whole back. Awareness wrapping around the chest. Landing at the center of the chest. Aware of the lightness and the heaviness at the center of your chest. Awareness rising into the pit of the throat. Along the shoulders. Along the arms. To the right hand, the left hand. Becoming aware of the tips of your fingers. Awareness drawing back up the arms to the shoulders. Returning to the pit of the throat. Rising up the neck. To the base of your ears. Awareness softening along the jawline. To the tip of the chin. The lower lip. The upper lip. Sense both of your lips. The tip of your nose. Along your cheekbones. To the top of the ears. The top of the ears moving towards the back of the head. Sense the back of the head. Back of the head. Connecting with the sensation of the crown of the head. Sensing it expand across the forehead to the temples. Softening into the forehead and the temples. Aware of the eyebrows, the eyelids, the eyelashes. The space between the brows. From the space between the brows, feel the awareness of your full face, the back of your head, along your neck, your back body, your front body, both arms, both hands, the center line of the body, into your hips, your legs, your feet. Awareness of your whole body. Whole body awareness. Whole body awareness. Observing all of the parts of yourself as you rest in stillness. Connecting now to your energetic body. Become aware of your breathing. Aware as you breathe in, and aware as you breathe out. If your breath is shallow, allow for it to be shallow. If your breath is deep, allow for it to be deep. Observe the flow of your breathing. And perhaps invite yourself to observe the breath like the ocean. Every breath in, the tide draws in. Every breath out, the tide draws out. So the waves move in and out. All that is let go remains. All that draws in returns. Notice within yourself a complete focus on your breath. Inhale, tide draws in. Exhale, tide draws out. Perhaps you may vision it, or perhaps you may sense it in your body, the feeling of a wave moving in, the sensations of the wave moving out. You may hear it, the sound of the water crashing in, the sound of the water crashing out. It may remind you of a taste or smell. Breathe with the wave. Be with the wave. ebb and flow of life. Continue to follow your breath. Without effort, follow your breath. And as you do, soften a little bit more into rest. And now, release this observation of breath and return to the silhouette of your body. As you do, notice your warmth within. Become aware of the coolness. And oscillate between what is hot and what is cold until you find a beautiful place of neutrality between both worlds. A state or being, a place within yourself is completely at ease. And now begin to invite an awareness of what feels igniting, what feels like it is igniting something within you. It may come to you as heat, it may come to you as a location, a dream, a memory, a person, a place. When you rest with ignition, what lands for you here? What are you noticing? Ignite, ignite, ignite. Now connecting to a place of neutrality once more. Letting go of any preconceived desire, any attachment. Completely neutral. And now begin to experience within yourself something fading away. Perhaps even dull. Perhaps even burnt out. What remains as what is ignited burns out. Notice within yourself, where do you sense this burnout, this fading? Does it have a location, a color, a shape? Does it bring you to a place, a person, or thing? Without judgment, observe it. And let it go. Let it go completely. Returning to the present moment, to the sound of my voice as you practice Yoga Nidra. And draw your attention upward towards the space between the brows, expansive mind's eye. And as you do, open the space with loving awareness. Letting go of what you may be carrying, lighten the load. And begin to envision an awareness expanding out between the brows. As you open yourself up, allow for imagery to land, for sensations in the body, for a felt sense to be explored. And bring yourself to a place where rest is accessible, where you can sense rest in your being, your body. Notice if it's a place in nature, perhaps by a beach, on a mountain, near water. Is it somewhere that is completely fantasy? Can you notice it connecting with someone? Trust your intuition, knowing that there is no right or wrong answer, only what is true to you in this moment. Listen to this inner wisdom. Be here for a moment. This is exactly where you are meant to be. This moment has been holding space for you for a long time. It has shifted, it has changed. And now, within this restful place, drop in your Sankalpa. Repeating it now 3 times within the heart and the mind. I am grounded. I am in flow. I am ignited. I am expansive. I am whole. Or I am. Allow for this truth to return into your waking life, trusting you can return to it whenever you feel called. You're invited now to return into your body, feeling all of your edges and the weight of your breath. As the breath begins to deepen, notice the air, how it rests on your skin. As you return to your skin, to your being, notice peace, how it lands on your face. And connect again to your heart, which invites love, life, and acceptance. You are loved, just as you are. The practice of Yoga Nidra is complete. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Gently return. Have a few moments to arrive back into your body, back into the space. And if you were in one of my yoga classes here in Kelowna, I'd say make sure that you're fully here before your feet meet the pavement or pedals. Ground yourself back into your body. Maybe have a glass of water, something to drink. We've moved through 5 layers, 5 levels, the layers of being. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes through as your state of rest, the state of rest that connects with you most deeply. For those of you that are wanting to receive this insight and come along for the states of rest journey, you'll want to complete the quiz. So not in this chat in the side, but in the comments of this video. So in the comments of this video, I would love for you to write the word rest, and then I will be sending you all a link. Just know we are not computers, we are humans, so they will come out to you as it comes through. And for those of you in the Yoga Nidra community, I'll be releasing this link as well later today. So just know if you want to be the first one, because I only have 100 spaces left, or 100 submissions allowed through, that you'll want to start it. So once you've completed the quiz, you're going to discover your archetype by clicking the button below it. And then our team will get back to you as soon as they can. We're a really, really small team, so please be patient with us. And just a last reminder that I'm just so grateful to have you all here, for us to be sharing rest. And the more people that rest in this practice, the more peaceful this world becomes. And I can see, and I'm so grateful that you're writing rest in the chat. But once this video is done, in the comments below, and make sure you like this video. If you want your friends to take this quiz, share this video. If you want to support me and my work, subscribe. And make sure you turn the notification bell on so that you can be the first to hear about the new releases. And if you would like, so this is another big little announcement. So of course there's the quiz, but if you want to join me next week for the first breakdown of the first archetype, join the Yoga Nidra community, and you will be able to join us live and be able to understand the first archetype that I'm speaking of, the first state of rest that's going to be coming through. So yes, I love all the rest here, but make sure you put it in the comments underneath the video so that you can get the link sent directly to you. With all that being said, beautiful to have you all here. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you in the Yoga Nidra community. Rest well, be well, and namaskar.